Hi everyone, how's it going? This is Michael for Spirit Comics. Welcome to my channel. This is my review of Extermination number 2. Now, I would like to remind you that I am a small channel. I did recently receive a new subscriber, so now I'm up to 69 subscribers total. I'm a small channel. So if you're new to this channel, I ask that you please do subscribe and you smash that notification bell hard like She-Hulk, so you'll be notified each time a new video is uploaded. Also, please like and share this comic book review with others if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to leave your comments down below. Also, this is a new month, so I will be recording new comic book reviews, and I will be putting them in every video that I record. So look for them in the September videos when, as the month progresses. Now, this is a 2 and a 5-part series, I believe, written by Ed Brisson. I don't know. I hope I didn't butcher that. And the first issue was just fantastic. I really enjoyed it. The second issue is it's still good. It's still good. And it progresses the story. Now, this cover has all of the original X-Men. Jean Grey there in the back. Angel below her and Iceman below him. Scott Summers, Cyclops next to him, and then Hank, all looking like hounds. And that's Ahab in the back, holding them all. However, this scene does not appear in the book, thankfully, because that would be a big problem. But the cover is just beautiful, wonderful. Now we open up to Passaic, New Jersey. Somebody is doing some grocery shopping. This guy. And if you bought the previous issue, number 1, then you know it was a young Cable that killed the older Cable, and also Bloodstorm. And the younger Cable also captured Bobby Drake, Iceman. And there he is right there, the young Cable. It says your services are required. Then back at the Xavier Institute for Mutant Education and Outreach in Central Park, New York, New York. Scott Summers is sitting outside, because he's thinking about Bloodstorm. And he says to Jean, who is looking very attractive right now, the way she's drawn. It's like she's growing up. And he just wants to be alone. She knows it. And she says, however, that's not what you need. Not right now. But she does tell him that she's not going to read his mind. She's going to give him that much privacy. But at the same time, she's not going to leave him alone. We all need a friend like that. And she just offers her services to listen if he wants to talk. And that expression on her face almost suggests to me that Jean Grey might be forming a more solid attraction to him than she has previously displayed. And he just looks back at her with nothing, and then says, you know, how can you do that? Sit here and be so calm. Because he remarks about Bloodstorm and Cable, that they're dead, and they don't even know what happened to Iceman. And he thinks Bloodstorm is his fault. And he starts to break down. And Jean assures him that indeed it's not his fault. And this is the group of X-Men that the older Hank McCoy brought from the past to the future so that the young team of X-Men could see how they turn out, which is not all that great. And so hopefully they could go back to the past and be better. That in turn would change the future. And as you can see, Scott's very frustrated, you know, because he realizes they keep fighting and fighting, but he doesn't know if they've actually made a difference. Jean listens and just doesn't say anything. And then someone interrupts the people who are gathered together there in the Institute. It's Shatterstar. Now this is what I find confusing. This whole picture here. It's one picture just spread out from 2 pages. Okay? Now here on the left side, you have this figure standing next to Jean Grey. I mean, she's sort of propped up on Kitty Pryde's desk. And at first I thought it was Domino, because I wasn't sure that it was Kitty Pryde. But then on the other side of the page, here's Kitty Pryde standing next to Domino. Now, since this is a 2-page spread, you know, this picture is spread out over 2 pages, it doesn't make sense to me that Kitty Pryde would be here and here at the same time. Kitty Pryde doesn't have the ability to be in 2 places at once. Frankly, I don't think there are any X-Men who do. And second, this is Kitty Pryde's desk right here. This is Kitty Pryde's desk that Rachel Grey is sitting behind. She's sitting in Kitty Pryde's chair. So while this is a nice picture, you know, this is a wonderful spread, it doesn't make sense that Kitty Pryde is standing here behind the desk and here next to Domino. I don't know if that was just artistic error or what, but it's something that stood out to me. Perhaps the artist, if I can ask the artist, maybe then I can find out the why. But that's the only problem I had with this issue, is the confusion behind this 2-page spread. Kitty Pryde gets started and says that it's been 24 hours since both Bloodstorm and Cable were killed. And the young Iceman, Bobby Drake, is missing. And they start to speculate. And this is the older Iceman. See, this is the older Iceman that is relatively the same age as the older Hank McCoy. This big blue furry dude right here. And Iceman presents a interesting theory. He says, if he were dead, I'd be gone too, right? I mean, when the kids first came here, young Cyclops, he died for like a minute, right? And the adult Scott he vanished like he was never there. So it only stands to reason that if I'm still here, then so is Bobby. And Hank McCoy says, perhaps. And he goes into, he says, time paradoxes are difficult to unravel. Well, that's a big understatement. And he goes on to remark that if the timeline has been altered because the children are there, then it's possible that what happens to them here in the present will have no impact on their present day counterparts. So they don't know if Bobby could be dead. But Kitty wants to presume that he is still alive. And at the same time, they want to look for Ahab, the guy who killed. Well, he didn't kill both Bloodstorm and Cable. It was the young Cable. And Domino says, well, what are we standing around for then? Let's go find this Ahab. And so you can tell that the X-Men are getting restless. Rachel Gray says it's not that easy. She remarks that Ahab can time travel. And that he could be hiding in another year, century, and so on. So that they're talking about this and discussing what to do, and they're going to talk about what to do with the kids, the young X-Men. And this is the little girl from issue 1 that was rescued, and that's old man Logan. She says, your hand is hurt. He goes, shh. And that's translated from French. And Rachel Gray remarks that it's only because of their deaths that something bad, terrible, is in the future for all the mutants. So basically, she says they have to protect the young X-Men who are still there. And Kitty Pryde agrees. And so the decision is made that they should split them up. And here you see Scott Summers, Cyclops' reaction to that. While the other three here are pretty calm. You know, Jean Grey, Angel, and Hank, they're pretty calm with this. You know, Kitty Pryde's reasoning is that if they split the young X-Men up, that will keep them safe. And she says if there's no objections, the young Scott Summers doesn't like the idea, so he gets up and storms out. So the other young X-Men, Angel following right behind him, and behind Angel is Jean Grey and Hank McCoy. And the reaction from Scott, to me, is kind of odd. He says they're trying to babysit us. And Angel argues that they're just trying to help. And Scott thinks, I believe, that they should stay and fight. That it's their fight. And that the elder X-Men are just trying to keep them out of it. But when in reality, they're trying to protect these young X-Men. And Jean Grey, the young Jean Grey, says, "Shut up, both of you!" Because she senses someone's near. And someone is near because Warren Worthington III, Angel, gets shot with a dart-like device that you see there into his neck. And he blacks out. Scott immediately thinks that it's Ahab. And Jean Grey is trying to find out who it is through her psychic ability. Now, she can't find out who it is, but the Cable which died in the previous issue, the old Cable, the old man, he had reservations about anybody peering into his mind, so he would always forbid people from reading his mind. And I think he even had some psychic shields to prevent people from reading his mind. And Scott wants to know where the shots are coming from. So he tells Jean to focus, and then she finds out. But she can't see him, but she can sense him. And so Scott starts off running, and then finds him, and then you see there a figure off to the right, who just getting his gun ready. And Scott opens fire to cause a big explosion there. And he's holding the person. "I'm gonna kill you for what you did to Cable." And he's surprised, and Cable knocks him off. Scott warns Jean that it's Cable and he's headed her way. And Jean could not tell it was him. And she says stop right there, that she'll hurt him if she has to. And she wants him to explain his actions. And he doesn't want to talk. And he talks very little. And he won't even answer if he took Bobby. And that face that expression on his face is, determination. The time for talking has long since passed. And that's what Cable does. He's able to time travel using this technique called body slide. And then the other X-Men, they come out, and they saw the young Cable. And I love what the elder Iceman says. "Great, more kid versions of X-Men What could possibly go wrong? And she says he got Angel. And, Hank McCoy was also hurt. So they take Hank inside. But right now, Kitty Pryde decides, that this is it. They need to get the young X-Men out of there. And the older Jean Grey says to the young Jean Grey that she would like it if she came with her to Cerebro, her headquarters. She says, no, I want to go with them. And that's the Weapon X team. Domino, then Warpath, Boom Boom, and I can't remember the other two. And later, the young Hank McCoy wakes up, and his elder counterpart tells him what happened. And, the young Hank McCoy feels pretty fine. But he thinks it was a brazen attack, but the, elder Hank McCoy says it was desperate. Because he's the elder Hank McCoy, he has a lifetime of experience. Because he knows Cable, the older one, which died. And the younger one's like, why would he attack us? And of course the older one says he doesn't know, but he has theories. He says, I suppose we'll find out soon enough. Now there is a reveal toward the end, which I'm not going to show you, because if you want to find out what it is, then you'll have to go out and buy the book. This is where Angel is being kept, and this buzzsaw starts in on his back, right next to his wings. I believe an attempt to cut them off. And yet the young Cable says, you brought this on yourself. And I have no idea what he's talking about. Because, I don't know why the young Cable would do this. Back at the mansion, they get attacked by Ahab. And I love the explosion colors. It's just beautiful. And here how they color all of them, different shades of green, red, blue, and purple. It just makes all of them stand out. And here you see Old Man Logan trying to fend off one of them, but he's trying to fend off actually two of the hounds right here down at the bottom. He says, you'll have to go through me, peg leg. And Rachel's scared because she knows it's really Ahab. And she goes crazy. No! Not again! And she is full of rage, but Ahab won't have it. He just knocks her back. And young Hank McCoy is alarmed, but he finds out that Ahab will not kill her because Ahab says that she'll survive. However, something happens. And I won't show you the reveal because you'll have to go out and buy this issue for yourself. I have to say overall that this is a really good issue. The pacing was good, and the action, even though it was short, did not detract from the story at all. I really enjoyed it. So I think you should go out and get Extermination #2 if you bought #1. Because this is a 5-issue miniseries, and I don't know if this is leading up to something or not, but I did enjoy it. And I hope you enjoyed this review of it. You know, the dialogue, it was serious. It was on spot, you know, because the X-Men are serious. They're not ones to joke around too often, except for Bobby Drake, who's pretty much a clown. Now, that's all I have for this review. I hope you did enjoy it, and if you're new to my channel, Spirit Comics, please do subscribe. I am almost at 70 subscribers, and if you do subscribe, smack that notification bell hard so you won't miss any new uploads. And if you enjoyed this comic book review, please like it and share it with your friends, family, neighbors, enemies, whoever that might enjoy it. And please do leave your comments down below. Till next time, true readers.